Hello, I'm either early or late, depending on which time you were looking at. My apologies. I was trying to use an app which would be much better. Um, I just got the Sophia code on Audible. I can't figure out how to get Audible into here. So I can't really do that. I can do it a very analog way. Hello, which is what I'm probably going to have to do to play you a couple excerpts. Um, Hello, I'm the Ocean of the Ocean's Deep Woo, and here we do the deepest of woo. Today we are doing some things that I haven't usually done or haven't ever tried before, but we're still going to do stuff. We're still going to get things done, maybe in a more analog way. And to answer Chloe, yes, I have had my hormones today. Oh, geez, it's just so ridiculous that I am still kind of. I also had a little dip in my energy and needed to rest a little bit. And so while I'm listening to Audible and trying to figure out to the Sophia code and trying to figure some stuff out with that, I actually got into sort of a trance and didn't realize it was getting that late on top of everything else. So now I'm like scrambling to try and figure out how I'm going to do this. And also, yeah, I'm like, wait, and I got to come back to reality or to, well, this isn't reality, but 3D. This isn't even 3D, this is 4D. Trying to come back into this physical reality enough to do something physical, which is not that easy if you're just coming back from that other place, that we go to, uh, dream time, where we go meet our guides and stuff. So, uh, so I'm like, I don't know if this is going to quite work, but we're going to try it. And I realize that now some people have gone up and are probably waiting for, I'm either early by the new time or late by the old time. So I'm kind of in between here. So what I'm going to do is I'll put on the credit movie for a little bit and give people a chance to see that I'm live and I'm in here. So I love my dream time, but I don't come back easily. I am not going to lie. It's not a snap thing to come back. It's always been a little more work to come back than to go there. A lot more work to come back from there than to go there. But I appreciate you for being patient. Those of you who were patient, and those of you who weren't patient, I still appreciate you and love you. Okay, so. And then I came in on the wrong device. I was about to come in on the wrong device and realized, oh wait, that's not the way I do this. I need to be doing this another way. So I'm so great with technology. I just love it. I'll be glad when we finally have the technology where we just talk to it and say, do this, do that. We're almost there. We're getting there. Hi, Indie Groove. Hello. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to run gonna run my little movie while people come in. Hello, I hope Angel Wings makes it back in, and Indy. And so I had all kinds of things happening, including had my pendulum already, couldn't find it, couldn't figure out what was going on for just a minute. It it had like because it was, you know, it's uh, metal. It was stuck to my magnetic charger cord. And it's like, where in the heck? It's okay, okay, got it. It's like it was right here. So I have things like that happen. It's just life's way of keeping me humble. Hi, Andy, you're back. And so you're back from outer space. And look at that. My little co host is also ready for the show. As you can see, he is working hard on that snoozing championship. And I think he's going to win. He, you're going to take time out from your busy schedule to be adorable tonight? No, I think that's very sweet of you. Okay. He looks like I feel sometimes. I feel that way, exactly that way. What? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my GERD. Fortunately, I don't have GERD. I got rid of GERD. I did have GERD a long time ago, and then I quit drinking the tap water, and it went away. Isn't that amazing? And I stopped. There were certain things that I just stopped doing, and it just went away magically. I healed it right up, and drinking tap water was one of them. So there is Pam I Am, and there's Indy, and there's Chloe, and where's that hooker? Where's the hook? Where's the hook? Captain Hook, where are you? She'll be back around, hopefully. You should be back around. Okay. And Angel Wings, I'm kind of hoping Angel Wings comes in for a minute, but we'll see. You just got a new top from Temp. Is it Temp or Timu? Did you? The top that's on the thumbnail. That's from Timu. I don't own that one. I just thought it was really funny. It's a Sasquatch riding a Tyrannosaurus Rex with an American flag. For some reason, that one just hit my funny bone. That's what I thought. Timu. I've got one that I'm going to wear that's a Sasquatch holding an American flag. Well, they're American Sasquatch. I don't know if they're for Trump or Biden, though. I don't think they care that, but I don't know. Maybe they do care. I have to ask them sometime. Do you guys even care? Because it's going to be it's going to make a difference. But as far as our ascension, we're going to do that anyway. And it's going to be negligible as to who gets in. The ascension is happening regardless of any of that. But how smooth it goes, that is probably going to be the point right there. How smooth it goes. because chances are it's going to be a lot smoother with Trump. However, there are a lot of things going on, like, and I'll tell you what I'm seeing, but I'm waiting for more of us to get here. Hey, Skyfalls! Are you seeing Sky? There's Skyfalls. Let me get the link out so that people can decide if they want to come in and talk. And I may be sneezing from time to time because we're bringing stuff in from my storage, and whatever it is that there is out there in my storage, it makes me freaking sneeze. So get this posted. Okay. And not doing anything. Okay, I hope you're seeing that. Yes, it's coming up. This link is coming up. Okay. Now, let's see if there's. Ah! No! Shh. Okay. So, by the way, do you like my tower, my selenite tower? I think it's pretty cool. Keeping it with me. The other thing I got that's pretty cool, I think I showed this when I got it, are these gloves that have the areas marked for acupressure. I thought that was cool. They were really, really cheap, so I had to get them. Where is Hook and where is Dolly? Because I. Mm-hmm. You have one, what, just like that? Hmm. Um, yeah, it's a cowboy, meow meow, Mr. Meow. Oh, a tower, selenite tower. Yeah, I have two of them right now. Um, one of them is by my main window. Okay, folks. I'm just going to sort of start to go around the edges of this since several of you are in here. Oh, and this is, oh, the lovely bracelet I'm wearing is, it's got all kinds of things in it. It looks like dream amethyst, regular amethyst, looks like fluorite tourmaline, moonstone, opal, or opalite, labradorite, magnetite, hematite, and obsidian, black obsidian. So it's pretty cool. Oh, the selenite tower, yeah. It wasn't terribly expensive. I'm I'm lucky I got it before things went up a bit. Um, I got both of them when I ordered some stuff to sell, and it was one of the things that came along with the kit, and it was really nice. hmm So now we're post debate, and we're going to try to not get any more of my videos taken down. We're going to try. I have 4 videos taken down now and a warning. And so just letting you know, when you come up, and this is a click-in show, be mindful. I'm not trying to get shut down, but uh, well, it's post debate, and I'm sorry, but one of the one of the debaters looked like he was a living person, and the other one was a sock puppet, was a cadaver. And I don't know how anybody can deny this, and yet some people are. So, you know, and we kind of knew that. And, my question is, how could how could they not know this? This was going to happen. We all knew it was going to happen. Even with all of the guardrails that they put in place, still happened, dudes. And they had to know this. Yeah. Yeah, they took down about 4 of my videos. So people be a little careful when you come in, but that's okay. Oh my goodness. Well, that sucks, Indy. Weekend at Bidey's. Spell that Buydin. Because, a lot of people bite into that nonsense. And he was bite in, if you ask me. So, bite in, what's in a name? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I want to. I know you guys are going to be hilarious. Okay, probably your commentary is probably going to be hilarious. So, yeah, Jill is propping him up. Yeah, she doesn't want to lose her first lady status. That's what I think too. hmm They don't. I don't know. Do they ever run ads on me? Because I don't think I'm worth running ads on. Probably it might be a good thing. I don't know. But one of the things I'm going to do for my Patreons, I'm going to have a special little thing where, and those who are trying to be Patreons, but the technology won't allow them, I will help them too. But I'm going to be probably doing something with the Sophia Dragon, the Sophia Code book. I have it on Audible. I'm going to order the soft cover version. Um, and probably we can do the activations together. That would be cool, as a matter of fact. Um, Oh, he said, Jill said Joe was a good boy and rubbed his belly. Good boy, Joe. The way she was talking to him was like a kind of a slow toddler. You answered every question, Joe. You did it. It's so cringe. I mean, everything was so cringe. Every single thing. He didn't fall, Sky Falls. I watched the whole dang thing. I wouldn't miss it for the world. I've been waiting for this. I knew it was going to be entertaining, okay? In some way, shape, or form. And I didn't want to have to see it secondhand. I knew this was going to be entertainment. And it was. It was very entertaining. If you missed it, you might want to go see it. And even though everything they did, these what they're calling guardrails, everything they did to protect poor old guy, the poor old man from the big bad Trump, everything they did, and he still blew it. And you could see what they did. It just was horrible. It was like the biggest Hindenburg you ever saw, right from jump. I mean, when he came out, he didn't even sound like himself. I was wondering who was in that mask, you know. But no, it was just holy crap, weird, weird, weird. You look like my freaking ex. What, Indy looks like your ex? You mean like this hypnotic pattern here? Okay. Wow, your ex was certainly weird looking then, because all I see is the hypno pattern. Hypnotized. Yeah, he sounded like he had a bad cold or something. But so he came right out of the chute, really rough, stumbling, hard to hear him. Uh, and if that's after a week of coaching, oh Lord, you know. But now, and I mean, here, let's see, got a little too much headroom there. That's a little more centered. So, Richard the Red. Richard the non-ginger red. See, he will always now be Richard the non-ginger redhead. Non-redhead. So you dated Kid Rock. I met Kid Rock. He tipped me $50 for I was playing guitar in Cuyahoga Falls. And he actually did a show in Cuyahoga Falls. In Cuyahoga Falls, down the street from here. So him and his friends tipped me. I did pretty well that night. Roll the R. Richard the Red. Richard the Red, the non-ginger. No, Richard the non-ginger red. How's that? Is that better? I could maybe roll it a bit more. I could even roll that last R. Ginger. A bit. Richard the Red. Okay. So. So, yeah. So now the dangerous thing that most people agree. At first, people were either stunned. Some people were stunned. Some people were dismayed. Some people were laughing at him. Some people were horrified. Some people were in denial, deep denial. Who won? Oh, well, I think it's kind of a toss up. It was kind of neck and neck. And it's like, you're delusional. You're really delusional if you think that there was. Oh, and Trump lied so much. 15 different lies. Well, you know what? I was at one of the channels because I had a couple of different. I went to a couple of different channels, and they kept fact checking them. And everything Joe said was, of course, not true. Joe didn't have to say one true thing. And it was like, oh, but Trump, they fact checked Trump supposedly for 15 things. I couldn't even find 15 things in there, but maybe from their point of view, it was not true, but we'll see. Like the most, like he was just saying the truth. You're the worst president that we ever had. That's the truth. It's just the truth. You're the worst president in our history. I know they're going to fact check that and say it's a lie, but it's the truth. It's crazy. Mm. He and him are still good friends. He and him. Who? Kid Rock, Jesus, Charles Manson. What? Oh, they moved back home to Michigan. Okay. So, Michigan, that's where Gemini lives. Jesus is hot. Well, you know what? There is a guy who does Reiki healings on YouTube who honestly looks like New Age crystal hot Jesus, okay? He is really cute. You need to find him. I've forgotten what his channel name is, but maybe I'll shoot you a link at some point if you haven't run into him. He does. He looks like crystal New Age Jesus, and he's got an Aussie accent. And he does Reiki, and he's actually kind of cute. Yeah, I know. Jesus looks like basically most of the guys looked when I was growing up. Guys look like that. The way they've got Jesus depicted. Although that might not have been the way he actually looked. Yeshua probably didn't look that way. The earlier pictures of him have him looking quite different, but um, so what you're seeing is actually, was it Constantine's nephew or something? Was actually the model for that Jesus? Somebody's nephew. But in earlier, you probably would not care for the earlier depictions. He had a more Roman haircut, um, and clean shaven. The spiritual dating game, sure it is. Yeah, he does healings. Yeah, we're starting a dating game. Hello, hi, Louis Ta. Thank you. Scotty thinks I'm looking fine tonight. I think that's what he means there. Carbon dating. You guys. Carbon dating. Seriously. You guys are such a trip. And I knew that the chat room was going to be funny tonight. I just knew it. I couldn't wait. I wanted to be on earlier. I really wanted to be on earlier, but it wasn't working. So I got the Sophia audiobook, the Sophia Code audiobook on Audible. And yes, I've been listening. And I've done some of the activations. I've listened to them. I think I'm going to go back and do them, with incense and so on and so forth, and like officially do the activations or initiations. But I found that the first few, like the first couple initiations, I think have already been done. I think I have already been initiated, because the things that she was saying, I've already seen that. So I'm already doing that. So yeah, I've been single too for a long time now. I was I date a couple people sometimes. I'm not serious about anybody. Whenever I'm in trouble, I ask myself what Jesus would do. And then I play dead and disappear from the scene for 3 days. That's Richard the Red. Okay, hey, that's about what I do. Okay, what's my opinion on ascension? Is the purpose this life or after? And by the way, this is a question and answer. If you want some question and answer, this is a good show for it because we're doing that. What's your opinion on ascension? Is the purpose this life or after? Yes. Next question. Oh, I suppose you wanted me to be a little longer than that. Is it this life? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it sure is. It sure will make a difference in this life right here that we're in. Yes. Will it make a difference in the afterlife? Yes, it certainly will. And I think it will have a lot to do. How do I? The ascension gives you greater access to the things that you want to have access to. And you get more and more protected from things you don't want to have access to you. There's a benefit right there. In other words, you can raise your frequency to the point where um, evil stuff just can't latch. Just can't latch on. Um, oh, you're talking to the weather? Good for you. I've been single. I'm trying to think the last time was. I'm not even sure because I wasn't sure what that last relationship was. I'm not sure what you'd call that I had there. Would, would you call that? I don't know. I guess I kind of have it's mostly friendship relationships now. It's just easier. A dad joke Chol or Chloe, probably. Oh, Sleepy Joe. Oh gosh, yeah, we were talking about it, Lewis. Sleepy Joe was just, oh geez. Yeah, you meditate every day. That's good. Yeah, yeah. The higher your vibration, the more protected you are. You don't have to worry as much. Yeah. Good for you, Pam. You actually got to have that dream that a lot of us, I guess I kind of had that dream at one point that I would have somebody to go through life with like that, but it didn't work out that way. I had other things I was going to do. So, yeah, there you go. Hmm. So, yeah, as I said, one of them was alive, and the other one looked like he came straight from the funeral home in that debate. And then he couldn't string a sentence together properly. And the points, and you can tell at the end, the little speech that he probably worked on for a week, and he couldn't get through it. And I had the popcorn out, and it's kind of, hmm. Oh, Barry wearing a mask. Yeah, it could be. You never know. Um, okay, some of my highlights that I thought were very interesting is they started talking about golf toward the end, or halfway through, something like that. They're talking about golf. Biden brings up golf all out of left field, like golf. I'm still active. I'm still out there. I'll beat you in a game of golf. How he's gonna beat Trump like a drum. Well, this time he was gonna beat Trump in golf, and golf was like, I've seen your swing. I know your swing. He'd keep, and Biden's trying to say I have a 6 handicap, and Trump's going, that's impossible. I've seen your swing. You don't have that. And, stupid shit like that. And then finally, Trump goes to Biden and says, okay, let's not be childish. Because Biden is like fat shaming Trump. I am not kidding. And then he can't get it right. He can't even get the fat shaming right, right? You can't even get the joke about Trump's weight right. It was such a unbelievable. It was mind blowing how far off he was from anything that was, and there was even a point where he answered some question, and then they asked Trump what he thought of that, and Trump said, I have no clue what he just said there. I don't think he knows what he said. Neither did the audience. Nobody knew what Biden was saying. We had no clue. He had like about 3 ideas all kind of jammed together. He can't get straight whether he's talking about hundreds or millions or billions or trillions. He can't keep any of that straight. Um, so millionaires, trillionaires, billionaires, it's all the same to him. He's not sure, you know. So it's just, oh my goodness. Mm, yeah. And he tries to sound tough, and that is absolutely the worst. That is when it gets really bad. Did he not say Hunter was the smartest guy he knows? Yeah, he did say that. Mm-hmm. Yep. There you go. And yet somehow he's president. If that isn't a reality check. Ugh. Lord, if that isn't a reality check, it's like, but there were still people they were interviewing right after that, and you could tell who actually saw the debate and who didn't, right? Because the people who actually saw the debate were like, well, who won? Well, and some of them were, it hurt so much. Trump seemed to be better. Some of them were like, oh, well, I think it was neck and neck. And you could tell right away they didn't see it. They didn't see it. Or some of them that said, well, I think Biden made a lot of points. They didn't see it. They didn't see it at all. So, so obvious. So, and then, of course, all of the, what was it, Megyn Kelly's show? On her show, afterwards, all the pundits are coming in going, stick a fork in him. It's over. I mean, there's no coming back from that. I mean, the one thing he had to do that the sock puppet had to do was convince people that he was still there enough to be able to make decisions and run the country. And that is not how that didn't happen. Didn't happen. So everybody that actually watched it and was honest was like, no, poor fella, you know. So did Angel come in? There you go. There's Angel. Okay. What? Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. But talking about Trump sleeping with a porn star, and Trump said, I never slept with her. And it was never proven that he did. It's crazy. But Ashley says in her diary that Biden was in the shower with her. So I'm like, oh, that was another one. He tries to say to Trump, and actually, I heard a lefty try to spin it about, well, you want to sleep with your daughter to Trump. And Trump is like, no, I don't, but I know where that comes from. And what I said was, she's a great young lady. She's a beautiful young lady. If she wasn't my daughter, I'd certainly want to date her. That's more like a proud father. That's not wanting to sleep with his daughter. Okay. Um, but it really doesn't matter. If you see how kids are with Biden and you see how they are with Trump, you see Trump around kids, you see Biden around kids. And there's just no comparison. Trump does not come off like a lech, and Biden does. I mean, it's apples and oranges all the way. I mean, you know, Joe comes off as creepy. And the kids are scared of him. You can see the fear on their faces because they sense, small animals sensing a predator is basically what I'm seeing. And that's what it looks like. One little girl was like burying her face in her father's shoulder and looking like she was on the verge of tears when he was trying to sniff her, bend over and sniff her. And, I felt really sorry for all of the kids that he's terrified, uh, absolutely terrified them. So, so basically, I mean, he lives, I don't know what world they live in. They live in a world that, yeah, they live in a world that just, they're way divorced from reality, way divorced. And I think they are that divorced from what's real. Their world is their world. And I mean, it's sort of like, which was it, a congresswoman or something that was saying, there are black children in this country that don't even know what a computer is. They've never seen one before in their life, and the black people, of course, are like, oh, really? You really think so? And so, one guy made a video of him like going around like a caveman poking a laptop with a stick and grunting. It's like, I'm sorry, but they make it so easy. They make it too easy to criticize them because they're just so far removed from reality. There's no reality. They're so out of touch with the truth and reality. It's amazing. And these are the people that are running things. These are the people who run things. And now you know why things are so screwy. Is because that's what's running. That's what's running the place. Is people who have no clue. No clue. And the few people that do have a clue, they're the ones you really got to worry about. Because they're the ones that are doing the weird stuff behind the scenes. Yes, Pam, that's another thing. Yeah, even if Trump had slept with a porn star, at least she was the right age, right? But yeah, if they replace him for the interim, he won't be able to pardon. Hunter's Hunter's toast. So yeah. So basically, yeah, they got some decisions to make. And I hear that Jill is a sticking point. She doesn't want him to stop running. She's really one of the ones that's saying, go, Joe, go, Joe. And they can't do very much unless he himself decides not to run. And for him to decide not to run is actually Jill deciding, is what it looks like. It looks like we're actually talking Jill, not Joe, because she seems to be the handling the handler. Although some people say no, she's got her own handler, but I don't know. I think she's kind of Joe's handler. Uh, maybe they both got one. I don't know. But oh yeah, and Trump acted like he had dementia. That's another one. Megan Kelly, yeah, that she's interesting character. The video they showed with a mask of Biden is Obama as his body double, or even Kamala underneath the mask. Ugh. Oh my goodness. I know it's funny. If it wasn't so sad, it would be hilarious. I mean, people in other countries, right? Pour a glass of water. I wouldn't allow him to pour a glass. I wouldn't either. I mean, geez. Oh, and Trump's ex-wife, yeah, wrote a really shocking, horrible piece about Trump. Yeah. I don't know, Richard. He kind of explained remarks about his daughter, but they weren't, to me, they weren't as bad as people are trying to make them sound. They're kind of out of context. And like I said, he doesn't seem to be, when you see him with people, he doesn't come off. I mean, I'm sorry, but the sock puppet comes off very pervy around kids. Well, yeah, that's just the thing. Yeah, loose ties, sniffing in the name of. Now he's coming to sniff you. Now he's coming to sniff you. Now he's coming to sniff you. Hell no, I ain't letting you sniff me. That was good. That was good. Lewis is talking about a song that Chris Geo made called Sniffing in the Name of. And just what you'd think. Well, as far as running a country, as far as being a president, I think we got more chance with Don. And Biden, look what we got. Whatever's going on with Biden, it sure hasn't been good for the last few years. I mean, are either of them perfect? No. Now, who could be the next one? Now, this is so bad, though. This is so bad. Oh, Joe cares about the average worker? What? Joe cares about the average worker like what? 555, yeah. Soap opera, exactly. Joe and Jill went up the hill, and Joe fell down and broke his crown, and Jill sold the bicycle. Yeah, I keep feeling like Jill might be one of his handlers. And the clone breaking down, yeah. No. According to some sources, they've only got 3 clones of him left. And they're very expensive. So, yeah, he would never be able to take care of himself. Yeah, dementia is a biatch. Look, my mom had dementia, okay? I wouldn't want to, I have compassion on that count, but I wouldn't want her running the fucking country. I wouldn't want her to be president. No. Are you kidding me? Aloha, Hook. Aloha, Solohana. Oh, yeah, and Kamala is. Wait a minute, let me do my Kamala here. Let me get in the mood. I have to kind of get vacuous for a moment. Well, I think we all must gather together, you know, all of us together in a gathering and contemplate in the passage of time, which it does pass for us all, because time passes. And as it passes, we should gather together at the time, at the right time. And that time is every day to do what we must do, which is a duty of ours. I don't do a very good Kami cackle. I don't do a very good Kami law cackle, right? Think they're putting Mikey in, big old Mike. Obama picked Camilla. Kamala. Kamala. You think they're putting in Big Mike, huh? Rubber slippers. Yeah, yeah. Barry running the show. Yeah, we've been hearing that. Michelle, you think? I hear Michelle doesn't want to, though. Of course, that may not make a difference. Michelle is having a fine life. Yeah, Mickey is having a fine life and living the high life in Martha's Vineyard with a bunch of white folks. Ah, Richard says that Biden is going to be in 3 states today: unconscious, semi conscious, and confused. Semi comatose is number 4. It's on the list. Obama. Very, yeah. Is there going to be carrots in the feast? Bernie, burn one, Sanders. Yeah. The Joker, CIA agent Barack Hussein Obama. Yeah, absolutely. Fight the power. It's all planned. Today is the yesterday, and tomorrow is today. Tomorrow, today will be yesterday. Come on, Tommy Law. Yeah, it's like that. Oh my God, Big Mike. I mean, yeah, it is. It's a freaking circus. I mean, get the popcorn. I do. I sat there. I literally sat there with popcorn, you know, literally sat there with popcorn and said, I know what's going to happen. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know. Gavin Newsom's on the ticket, yeah. Now, this is what I heard too, is RFK has said, hey, I'm running independent, but if they offer it to me, I'd run on the Democrat ticket. Now, here's the thing. If they were running RFK, they might have a chance of doing something. But, running a third party, usually there is no point in running in a third party because they don't win. But for once, actually, I know a lot of people who still cannot stomach Trump, and they sure don't want anything to do with Biden after finding out. And they're going for RFK. So I think the people who are voting for Trump just because they are so absolutely, they cannot handle another moment of Biden, that a lot of them are going to go to RFK. And that may actually be pretty interesting because it might be for the very, you never know, might be for the first time in ages that that third party actually has a decent count, actually becomes a runner, because usually it's just the main two parties. But, this, everything is off. Nothing, or I should say, everything's off the table. Not, I mean, nothing is off the table, rather. Everything is just off script. Yeah. I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV anymore. But I did get onto YouTube. I watched YouTube on my TV. That's what I use it for. I use it for watching YouTube and Amazon Prime. So yeah, and they hate RFK Jr. and it just depends on who do they hate the most. Do they hate Don or do they hate RFK? And I think they're scared shitless of Don. So yeah, it's like they. I don't think they're never gonna get. I mean, he's not in a third party. He's never gonna win. They're never gonna. But if he was a Democrat, if they took him up on that, but they won't. I don't think they will because yeah, he would screw them all over too. He would really fuck them up. So yeah, yeah. They arrested Bannon. Who's Bannon again? RFK called you stupid for not taking the Jabberwocky. There was one show where they were fact checking everything, and it was like pretty much everything everybody said was in doubt. Depending on which show you were watching and which facts you were checking, it was, it was a train wreck from the get go. It was right from jump. Oh, former Trump advisor. Okay. Yeah, and the funny thing is that they're trying to say that RFK is against vaccination, and he says that he's fully vaccinated, for C, except for the abomination. He's vaxxed for everything else, though. So he's not anti-vax. He's just anti. I don't want to be somebody's lab rat. So yeah, I don't trust RFK myself. Um, he wants He's been he believes in reparation. Come on. So I don't trust him. Although Paul is voting for him on the basis of ecological and blah blah blah. Ecology. He cannot pull himself quite out of the Trump thing. He's got, you know, Paul considers himself an old hippie. So, hey, James Ortiz. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be any good. I think still it comes down to the person where we had decent. I mean, it's like saying to the world, we want we're telling the universe we want to be able to afford to pay for gas and food. We want to be able to feel safe. And let's face it, probably at this point, a vote for Biden is a vote for commie. A vote for Biden is a vote for harass. Yeah. It's just we just want to live our lives. Damn it, was about a bunch of bullshit. And all they want to do is bullshit. So anybody who offers us the world sans all the freaking bullshit would get the vote. Yeah, I mean that's what a lot of people would settle for though. Gas and food and to feel safe in their home with a closed border and with a border that actually works as a border. I mean, that's what a lot of people would settle for at this point because they're just overwhelmed. They're overwhelmed. If somebody would like to come in and talk about it, please do. Try not to get me canceled. Tulsi would be great. Yes, I would think Tulsi would be great. I really wish Trump would just pick her for a vice. That would be great. That would be great. Yeah, and the thing about Tulsi is she woke up from that crap, so she understands that world. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because, the whole thing is people have kids and families, and they're working their asses off. They're not able hardly to feed their kids. They're not hardly able to buy gas. They can't do any of the extra stuff. A lot of people are losing their homes. Uh, I think a lot of people would be happy just to not have all that happening. You know, they it won't take much at this point, and not be in World War III. That's the other thing, and not be in World War III. And do you think they got into that? There's so many things. They were so busy kind of carping at each other that there's a lot of things they didn't even get into. So, yeah, they feel very disenfranchised, the young people. Yeah, left the F alone. Yeah. Mhm. And the problem is a lot of these people that seem to have so much to say about everything, they're not elected. We didn't elect them. They're unelected officials. They're really running things. And the people we're electing, it's almost like the people we that are the elected officials are just having to dance to their tune. All these unelected people are making all these decisions. It's not anything that we want. We didn't vote for them. That's the problem. We didn't vote for them. Eat bugs and take your shots. You want to be eating those bugs and taking those shots. Come on, Shotzi. You know you want that, and you will love it. Oh my gosh! And yeah, now here's the thing that I saw a Jewish drag queen. I think he was Jewish, and he was out talking to college students who didn't seem to know that Israel was not a Muslim country. He was saying, in Muslim countries, they would kill people like me. Did you know that? Because these people are running around in rainbow pride flags and stuff. He says, do you realize that Hezbollah and blah, 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 and all those, do you realize that they kill people like me? There are no gay, queer, transgender, there are none. And he says because they aren't in Muslim countries. And the person actually was like, well, isn't Israel a Muslim country too? And he's like, no, they're Jewish. And she's like, surprised. He says, no, you can be gay. It's the only country where you can be gay over there. And she's like, well, that just took all of the wind out of her sails. She didn't know what to say. Yes, they're that stupid. Yes, they are. They're that dumb. Why? Why? I'm asking you why, parents. Why are you spending money on sending these kids to college where they don't know a damn rat's ass thing? Nothing. They don't know a damn thing. There is still idiots, worse than idiots, worse, because they're being programmed with bullshit. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, James. Yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah, foot hooves in the sand. Yeah. They would do you under too, Hook. Why? Why would they kill you? Oops, I said the bad word. Why would they off you? Yeah, don't go to Muslim countries. Yeah, Israel isn't a Muslim country. Who knew? What? Yeah. Yeah, the devil might get tempted. Oh, yes. Well, yeah, Christianity and the funny thing is, well, here's the funny thing. All three of the religions, I mean, Christianity, Judaism, and Muslim, all come from the same area of the world, have their roots in the same areas. And yet, they cannot agree. And it's weird. It's like, and they will fight each other to the death, even though their holy books are very similar. I mean, a lot of the same stories in both books. Some of the stories are like interchangeable to the point where you don't know which book it came from. Some of them are not, of course, but some of them are pretty much interchangeable stories to where people are not quite clear if it was Jesus that was hidden away in some spider cave or if it was Muhammad. There are people who aren't really clear on that. So, hidden away from when he was born because, the king wanted to kill him or something. And then supposedly a spider built a web over the cave so that they didn't check in that cave. I believe that was Muhammad. That was certainly not in the Bible, as far as I know, unless we have another Mandela effect. Going topless at the beach, yeah. Yeah, I got in trouble for that once. Yep, I did. I got in trouble for being topless in a pool one time. Oops. I was younger and sillier and I was kind of drunk. Um, kind of. Hmm. Right. I mean, really. My God will kick your God's ass. Ay, 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 ay. Yeah, demiurge. You got the demiurge. Yeah. My God's better than your God. You remember that? Like, or am I the only one old enough to remember that? A Kennel Ration commercial. My dog's better than your dog. You know, you could have my God's better than your God. My God's better than yours. My God's better because, you know, whatever. Fill in the blank with whatever dribble. Gay Arab biker sushi bar. Well, what, James? Gay Arab biker sushi bar. What? Oh my gosh, no. Everyone is hungry. Oh, you mean all the dragons? Got an urge to slap your head. Which head? Wait, what are you guys doing out there? Use the back of the head CSI slap. That one always gets them. It's sneaky. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there are so many people who think they're Hebrew children that have not one drop of Hebrew blood. But somehow, when they read the Bible, they read about the Hebrew children and somehow think that they are the Hebrew children, that they are Hebrew. They are not Hebrew, that the Bible is somehow talking about them. They're relating it to themselves. It's like, no, Hebrews are Hebrew, okay? The Jewish people are Hebrew. Unless you're a converted Jew, you're, a converted Hebrew. But if you're not one of the Hebrew children. Everybody's so freaking deluded. We are living in an age of delusion, absolutely. Okay, let's see. Let's see what the pendulum thinks, though. Let's see if we can get it calibrated. I'm going to try and calibrate it because I was right about Trump and Biden. I was right. So that turned out to be dead on. Okay, let's see. Show me yes. Okay, stop and show me no. Okay, I'm calling my guides, my higher self. And every time I ask this question, I get the same thing. Trump is going to win this one. That's a yes. But now, last time it said Biden is also going to win. Both of them are going to win. I couldn't figure that out. But now I know why. And both of them are going to lose. Now I know why. Okay, so let's ask the same question this time. Biden's going to win this time. No, this time he's clearly going to lose. Okay, there won't be any kind of, yeah. Okay, but it's very weak. So is there going to be somebody that they're going to try and slip in besides Biden? Yes. So Biden's out. I told you they're getting ready to pull the hook on him. And there's even a chance, was this all on purpose so that they would have a reason to hook Biden, to give him the hook? They let him fall. Yes, that's a very strong yes. Okay, this was intentional. This was 100% intentional. So they could slide somebody else in. Okay, and they want to slide somebody else in. Yep, Absolutely. Okay, so is Jill Biden going to allow it? Or is that the wrong, they may be the wrong question because it's trembling. Okay, that's the wrong question. Is it going to be, are they going to try to slip in Michelle? Wow, it's weird. This thing is shivering. It's shivering. It's not saying yes or no. Are they going to try and slip in? Okay, are they going to try and put Michelle in instead of Biden? It's shivering. Are they going to try and put in Gavin Newsom? Okay, they're going to attempt Gavin Newsom. Is it going to work? It's not going to work. It ain't gonna fly. Okay, it will fly. Gavin, no, it won't. Okay. I didn't think so. It's not gonna fly with Gavin Newsom. Well, here's the interesting thing. It won't answer if I say Michelle Obama. Has Michelle Obama got any chance of being the president at all? Not a single one. Does RFK have any chance at all of winning? Not a chance. Okay. That sounds right to me. Neither one of them really have a chance of winning. So, are they going to try and get Michelle Obama, though? Yes. But is she going to go for it? Oh my gosh, it ain't saying anything. Something's up with that. There is something going on. Yeah, Big Mike, Michelle is actually Michael. And they have recordings of Barry calling her that. Okay, so basically, you know, um, oh, are they gonna, is Biden gonna be taken out? Taken out? Yeah, they're gonna, by hook or crook, take him out of there. Are they gonna run with commie law? Cammy. They're gonna have to run with commie. She's got a lower approval rating than him. Yeah, that's another thing. The votes, well, here's what a lot of people don't understand. The popular vote, they think we vote for president. But you've heard the popular vote. While the popular vote may be with somebody, if the electoral college is not, if they vote differently, that's the bottom line. So it's really the electoral college that votes for the president, but we vote for them supposedly. So, and of course, if they don't vote the way we like, we can get them out. A lot of people don't even realize that. They don't even know that. They think that we vote for the presidency. And that isn't even really factual. If it comes down to what we want and what the electoral college wants, the electoral college is one that wins. Yeah. So, and I have to remind people of that because they try so hard to convince us that, and they do that to convince us that we have a choice when we don't. That it's so important that we vote when the only thing that will do is if it's fair, and if it's a fair vote, it will show how much the electoral college is out of touch with what the people want. Yeah. Yeah, I know. It makes you wonder what's the point. I'm not sure what the point of that is. What is the point except to say they did it wrong? They did not do the will of the people, or they did. I don't know. You tell me. Why is it like that? Yeah. So, uh, yeah, this one will go down in the books. This whole race, and really, they've been campaigning since the last campaign, since the last voting season. It's been voting season for the last 4 years. Because that is all you hear is campaign rhetoric. That's it. So, I used to hate it. Hate voting season. Hate it. This is actually the first year I'm really enjoying it. And I'm enjoying it only because I'm looking at it as the farce that it is. That's why I'm able to enjoy this season. Hey, John. By the way, here's the link if anybody wants to come say anything. You leaving me up here alone in a click party? Look at you guys. The reason I'm doing this on StreamYard is so that you can click in. EMP coming in a solar flare. Well, we've been having solar flares. They just haven't been hitting us. I have ordered two solar Flashlights. Well, one's a solar lantern. Fanta. That sounded like Joe for a minute there. Ingo, yeah, Ingo. There is a question. I've been wondering that myself. I've been thinking, are they really going to let the election happen? Okay, are we actually going to have an election? Yes, we really are. Are people in the background that want us to not have one? Are they going to try? What I'm saying is, are they going to try and pull a fast one with the election? Are they going to try and do something underhanded and creepy with the election? Yes, they most certainly are. That's what I would expect. I would expect no less from supervillains, which is what these people are. I mean, Joker, Riddler, Dr. Freeze, and the people working on this. Yeah, that's right, Chloe. That's exactly right. I said that ages ago, that there doesn't need to be a solar flare if we get ourselves ready fast enough. And we're not all going to be in the same universe. And now Wilcock is finally coming around to that. Well, where you been, David? Mm-hmm. And he was one of the ones that was talking about it for years. Right? So we don't need a solar flare if we're already there. If we're already going in the right direction, there is not going to be a solar flare because we won't need it. And I have been saying that for years now. And there are people that are ready to fight me over it. There are people that are ready to fight me over it. And so now, finally, Wilcock is saying, oh, yeah, there's not going to be a solar flare. Ah, thank you, Max. And Angel Wing also. Oh, hiya. Thank you for telling me. I'm reading chat and not seeing you. There you go.
I do that too. I put up the link and then I get looking at something. And hi, Angel Wings.
Chat and forget me. Yes, it's like, don't leave me hanging up here alone. What do you got to say, dudes? I made this StreamYard and early just so that I could have some click-ins.
Right on. Well, I think we're headed for. I think they're going to try Groundhog Day 2020 to 2024.
2020 to what? 2024
yeah,
again?
like the election 2020 will be like the election 2024.
Oh.
That's their hope. Anyway,
they're going to try it.
Yeah, they'll probably have some deadly virus come out, and a bunch of ships run into canals, and just a total Groundhog Day.
Let's just see if you can. Go ahead, Angel.
Mom, well, then the possible ET or fake ET, who knows at this point?
That's true. That could be too.
Yeah, they might have something
we
new.
already got that they're going to try and fuck it up somehow. Okay. We know that.
I want to see Jeebus in the sky. That's what I want.
You want to see what?
Jeebus. They're little
In
fake
the
Jesus.
sky with diamonds?
No, Jeebus.
You want to see Hobie Jeebus?
Yeah, Jeebus in the sky.
Oh, lift me up, spirit in the sky.
Good song. I listened to that this weekend, actually. Yeah. That's one of my feel-good songs.
Oh my goodness. Holy cheeses, holy cheese sauce. I got a friend in cheese sauce. Holy cheese sauce. It's made with Swiss.
Jeebus is just all right by me.
He's just all right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's all right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or see me in the sky on a dragon.
We do have some of the silliest songs. I mean, Jesus is just all right with me. Just all right.
He's not King of Kings or Lord of Lords. No, he's just all right. He's just all right. You know.
Yes, just all right.
He's my brother. You know.
He's my brother. He's my friend.
I think you're
Black Dragon again. Hello, Black. What?
well. I think the dragons might make a comeback actually, and there's been more and more reports lately of dragons and shadows of dragons being seen.
Ooh, I do not want that.
Now, here's the other side of what it was. We were having so much fun talking about the erection. Well, one of them might still be able to have one, and the other probably hasn't had one in like 10 years at least.
They got a patch for that.
They got a pill. They got a pill. Anyway, yeah.
Oh no, a super patch.
I got the Sophia code on Audible, and it looks like it's going to be really good. And there are initiations in there. So I'm going to be pretty soon. Those of you who are subscribed to my Patreon are also going to be offered an option that I'm going to be doing the Sophia code. And we're going to be talking about that and doing the initiations. So I am going to be talking about what I'm learning in the Sophia code and maybe give little excerpts. But we're going to do initiation. I'm going to read the initiations from the Sophia codes if you are interested in that. So please let me know. But the Sophia codes is about the mother dragon, golden dragon mother. And the first time I saw golden dragon mother, I had a vision of her coming through a stargate. And I knew that was an ancient memory. Okay. I saw what looked like a golden dragon coming through a stargate. And I know it's a stargate because the Mayans depict stargates with a circle with the Christmas star, the pointed Christmas star. In a circle is a stargate. And I saw that. That was before I met my Mayan teacher. And then when I found out that that's what that was, it's like, oh my gosh. So what I saw was a golden dragon ship. Golden dragon, and really the ships are alive. It's like Spice, like the Navigator. The ships are like that. They're living beings.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, when we remote viewed the Earth before it was formed, before it was dead, there was seemed to be like captains, like a ship. The Earth seemed to be a ship, but a biological ship. Well, it was a dragon, obviously, but it was part ship. So machine integrated into dragon.
Yeah, well, see, that's just the thing is that the original ones were they were actually living ships. And then I think some of them, there may have been a time when they were part machine. The one I saw was not machine, she was a living being. And we were somehow integrated into her body. And
yeah, like in a captain's deck. Go to China. I bet we'd find one.
and then when we got to where we were going, we would come out of that and be, so actually she's in us still. She's in us.
It's like Lex. You remember Lex?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, kind of like that. So there was a lot of truth in there too, unfortunately, and scary as hell.
Yes,
it was a very dark little world, wasn't it? A universe that they were in. It must have been at the apex of the one of the yugas. It did look like a giant brown eagle. Okay, a golden dragon looked like a giant brown eagle. Well, interesting. Lewis. And if maybe the dragon comes in real life, I'm flying free. Yeah, me too. Let's go. Let's go. But yeah, in the Sophia codes, it is all about the golden dragon mother. And I wrote a song a long time ago about golden dragon mother. I've been telling people about the golden dragon mother for decades. So when Paul talked about that, and then yes, and this book is about that. And it's about and so Sophia, the golden dragon mother. I'm like, and isn't it weird that it's Sophia, but we heard that Sophia was the eon that created this place, this realm, and had the sun that she hid in the clouds. There's a lot of stuff that we still need explained well, better than it's been explained.
Well, maybe you'll find some explanations in this Sophia code.
Yeah, and I want to share it with you guys. Right now, I only have it on Audible, and I want to get it. I'm going to be ordering, I think, the paperback. I'm not sure. But probably I'll want to have some analog version just in case something happens.
Mm-hmm. Good idea.
So I don't lose it. But
and I had an idea about I honestly feel like the combination of the dragon magic or the dragon energies is very similar to creation energy itself.
Yes.
That's why all of us were originated from there.
Yes, we have to kind of accept that we all probably... Well, she calls herself the mother of all of us.
Yep, we all dragon spawn.
Mm-hmm.
So, people are going to have to accept that they're the dragons,
Yeah, the Chinese believe it,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Chinese, absolutely. They don't doubt that.
Yeah, we all descended from the dragon.
And the really weird thing is the seraphim look like dragons.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, when you're talking about fighting the dragons, what are you talking about?
Fighting yourself.
Yeah. So were the dragons just having wars among themselves? It kind of sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, Scotty says he's a fragment of his own imagination, and Black Dragon says he's just a figment of your imagination. But I keep telling the Black Dragon that he's got to be purple if he wants to be Figment. I was there. Okay. But yeah, I think, and really, it talks about elemental magic, about it being, and that's part of it too. And there's like different, there's like, what, I have to check again how many different goddess initiations there are. But one of them is Green Terra, which is the elemental. All of the elemental stuff is, I think, in that one. So I have already been through some of these. I can tell because when she was talking about, because you know it's somebody reading, and I'm like, when she's talking about what Isis looked like, she said that the wings turned from black to white. Well, I already had that happen. From black vulture wings to white pearlescent wings. Well, I already saw that. So, you know, I've already probably been through some of them without ever even knowing anything about this book. So, and maybe you have too, Angel Wings. I kind of have a feeling you did too. Some of us have. So, you know, I think this is just maybe the official version of that.
Well, and Max would be interested to know this. Apparently, where I live is the actual head of a dragon that goes along the Appalachian Mountains. It connects the head starts in Wisconsin and goes to the Appalachian dragon.
Yeah, that's Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah. So
yeah,
where is his butt? We got to look because we know that the one dragon's butt is in Washington, D.C. So where's his?
And that resonates a lot because that's probably where all the babies came from. Because you know I got a lot of baby dragons and take care of the baby dragons. They call me Mother of Dragons because I have a lot of the babies, and that sounds just about right. So it must be like maybe some of them even that didn't make it, or even in a higher dimension, a higher vibration.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
a lot of them didn't make it. A lot of them got squished.
The fact that I saw the golden dragon come through a Stargate might actually mean that I'm older.
Okay, that's a different dragon.
Oh, I'm older than dirt then.
Yep.
Yep.
But I feel also like maybe it was just different fragments of me, because I also feel like when I confronted the golden dragon, when I went back and I didn't know whether this was in time and space, what it was, but I went to her, I astral projected, and a door opened in her third eye and let me in. And it looked like the inside of V'ger. You remember V'ger in the Star Trek series that had all the mandalas of light and everything? Her eyes look like mandalas, like light mandalas. Her skin is the sort of metallic gold. The inside was a bunch of colored light mandala type things. And the door that opened was in her third eye for me. And I feel like I was stashed somewhere up there around the eyes. That's where my place was. So I'm like, And I have always wondered about that experience because there was nobody backing me up on any of that. There was absolutely nobody backing me up, but so I didn't tell a whole lot of people. But now it kind of makes sense. Okay, so I feel like I'm already, I've already been initiated in some of the Golden Dragon stuff. So that I even saw that. So y'all, it's like, and you know who you are. Every single one of us in here is dragon folk, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think there's one of us in here that hasn't got an interest in dragons. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me. So,
Yeah, that the one in the Appalachian Mountains is Quetzalcoatl.
yeah. So,
Ooh, happy Canada Day! Fireworks going off here.
oh, is it Canada Day?
Yep.
China Day. Happy
Yep,
China
happy
Day.
China Day.
Yeah, and we're going to be the untied states of Chinerica.
Well, we could have Diagolon in the future. That would be cool.
You have
you haven't heard of Diagolon? Diagolon's all the conservative states joining together. It would go from Alaska down through Canada, consisting of 3 provinces in Canada, straight down through to Florida.
Oh, wow. And it would just cut. Is that the one that would like cut America in half?
Yep.
Ah,
My wife believes in a prophecy of the end that Trump's going to be the final president, and she's worried about that. Personally, I find it could be a positive thing.
here's the thing: is that long time ago, I predicted that there would come a last president in my time. Could be right.
Yeah, why not? I don't think it has to be a bad thing. I think it could be a great thing.
No.
We could have a united a united front militarily, but you guys do all your weird stuff, and we'll lead normal lives and be prosperous. And
yeah, I mean, we might like the untied states, right?
I think so. I would like it. I want to move out of China.
Instead of united, we might be untied, and that might be a good thing, because frankly, we goofiest. There's a lot of people though on the west side of the state that are just, yeah, you know what? The east side and the west side are really very, very different. They really are. And down the middle is different again. I really,
yeah, that's how it works. It was actually a joke by one of the girlfriends of one of the truckers in the convoy in Canada, and they just kind of did a little sketch on a map that was on the back of a door in a hotel, and it was just a joke. But I guess the RCMP got a hold of that and made a big report about it, and now Justin Trudeau is all scared about it and talking about these dangerous conspiracy theories like Diagolon and their right-wing extremist totalitarian populist beliefs. And
oh my god, this is great. This is just great.
It's just like the ultimate paranoia, oh my god, they're thinking of breaking up Canada and US. We'll have no power then.
Well, I'll tell you, if they if Biden gets in again, I think Texas is going to leave the Union. But Biden's not getting in. But I think Texas has been thinking of leaving the Union for a while.
Well, Texas seems to be off
on its own thing already. No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say Texas has pretty much gone off on their own already, haven't they? I thought they had their own electrical. They have their own grid system set up.
Yeah, from the rest of us. Getting ready. They're getting ready to cut it.
Yeah, they're trading in gold and silver as well.
Yeah.
you can
They're getting
use.
ready to cut
Yeah.
it. Mm-hmm.
I've seen these new gold-based dollars. They're like a thin print, like just a wafer of gold sandwiched between plastic. And you can get different denominations, $5, $10, $15, $20.
Cool. Well, you know what? That is because I know because they're hitting Texas so hard, they're punishing Texas.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know.
Oh yeah,
The
they
weather
made
anomalies are crazy.
With
They're
the
crazy.
wedding.
That's right. I was going to say Hurricane Ian. They attacked Texas during that convention Trump was having down there.
So, and it's funny because wasn't there one rainstorm where Trump was just standing there in a rainstorm and everybody was out there anyway?
No, they tried to rain him out, but it blew over right before he started.
There was one where they were standing in the rain.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I can't remember which one it was, but everybody was still there and it was raining. So, it was like, yeah, people that were into Trump were into Trump. I mean, sorry about your luck, baby. But yeah, you won't see that with Joe, I don't think.
No.
You saw a dragon in a lake when you were in nature in Alabama. You used to live. Oh, cool. I wonder if you were seeing like the Nessie type plesiosaur type thing, which might be what Nessie really is. They're
A water dragon.
Mm-hmm. That might be what a plesiosaur is. Maybe a plesiosaur is a water dragon.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, because they do say that it seems to have like a dimensional shift. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not.
Yeah. And a lot of these things, like the lion with wings, Othello. Sometimes you can see them, and sometimes you can't. You got to be at the right frequency to be able to see some of these things. And who knows, maybe you're having a wonderful day relaxing by the lake and your vibration is very high. And then you see it because your vibration is right to see it. As a matter of fact, I'm of the opinion that all of these mythical beasties and creatures and beings and that they are not coming back so much as we are coming back. We are raising enough in our vibration to be able to see them again, be able to experience them again, that we're now in their bandwidth. That's what's going on.
Yeah, like they've always been there, and finally we're getting back to where we used to be. Because I swear, half of these pictures they come up with and all these creations of all these creatures, we at one time actually seen them. Those are actual memories, not just imagination.
Yeah. I mean, we have memories. Seems like we all have memories of walking with dinosaurs, of riding dinosaurs, riding dragons. And it looks sort of like, in some cases, it looks like dinosaurs. How would that be even in our minds? I mean, dinosaurs is something they supposedly found, not that long ago. But we have these memories, and we've always had these memories of these dragons. So
dinosaurs were delicious.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
I mean, I
Chicken
don't
dinner
remember.
for Adam.
I would think so.
Yep.
You're looking good.
Yep. Quran says Adam was 80 feet tall, so that'd make dinosaurs chicken dinner.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, well, that's what I was going to get at too. That's the information I think I was meant to share actually right now. Is the thing about dimensions. It's the higher in frequency Earth has been getting because of the solar flares, raising that frequency, raising everybody up to a higher frequency, and some of us even higher. It's not just a dimensional shift that shifts literally everything. That actually explains why some of the weather has gone chaotic as well, is the
Yeah.
expansion of Earth. Because when you rise in dimensions, you expand because you're no longer constricted. You're no longer tense in that same density. The density is less. So you would automatically expand and get bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. If we look at Earth and they're trying to talk about Pangea and it's blah, blah, blah. If you look at a balloon and something stuck to the surface of the balloon, if you blow up the balloon and the balloon is getting bigger, it starts to break apart like that. This makes me think that we're right about the Earth being a helix, being a toroidal thing, because if so, it's expanding, and it would be expanding, and it would be cracking at the seams here and there. If you think about that, and it would make sense then, all of a sudden, it would make some kind of sense that things would be a little unstable, it would be kind of unstable with that then. And it would just be like something on the skin of a balloon coming apart like that, and kind of running into each other because of the it's because of we're on a magma, it's sliding around on a magma. Yeah, it doesn't, it makes sense to me. So, I'm like, yeah, I think we're on a toroidal Earth. I'm really, really, and I'm sorry, but the flat earthers kind of proved it was that got some kind of a device that measured to see if there was they could use to measure to see if there was a curvature of the Earth, and they thoroughly expected it to prove that they were right. And when it proved them wrong, when it didn't agree, they decided that there was some way that it was calibrated wrong. The device was all wrong. It was
Well, and I think it's more of a fractal expansion. I think it's more of a star because of the 12-dimensional layers. I think it's more of a star than a sphere. It just appears as a sphere because of the density. When you lessen and let go, it expands, and then you finally see and notice points.
Well, that's another thing too, is that we can't be sure that what we're seeing in the third or even the fourth dimension, now we're starting to see things in the fourth that we didn't see in the third, and we are in the fourth. Definitely in the fourth and at the beginning of the fifth. We're starting to see things we didn't see back in 3. So we can't be sure that by the time we get to 5, it's going to look entirely different.
Oh, yeah. I've even noticed that time is definitely completely different as well, because your perspectives will change as well. It's not just your entire knowledge of things will start expanding as well and changing, and how you see things will start to change, and you'll go like, wait a minute, I never noticed that before, but how some of these buildings and some things in the buildings are literally falling apart before your eyes, and you literally have been seeing rust show up in places you wouldn't think. So things are like way older than we think they are as well.
That's another thing that's really freaky that's finally showing up too. As you know, there are some mountains that people just took as mountains and buttes out in the California area, out that way. People are finding out that they're made of bricks. No, not huge brickwork, not the monolithic kind. No, red bricks with English letters stamped on them, like it's a Hollywood set or something.
Yeah, I actually have a red brick. Yeah, I actually have a red brick part of a chimney that got remodeled over, but there's still like a portion of red brick hanging out in my apartment.
So, wait a minute here. Does that mean? But that wasn't that. It wouldn't have been that long ago that they're using red bricks Our size bricks, standard size bricks, not the ancient bricks. Of course, the ancient bricks would be much bigger because we were much bigger. That would only stand to reason. Why do we have monolithic bricks? Great big huge things is because we were great big huge things, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there's the baby. Hello, baby.
No, it's funny. I got mine over here too.
Here's the furry overlord. John's furry overlord. Hello, baby.
We're feeling friendly.
Hi.
I know mine does that occasionally. You must have dragons picking on them. Mine will do that to me.
Well, he's got really excited. We had a lot of brushing just a few minutes ago, so he's pretty excited.
Mine's hard at work training, as you can see, training for the snoozing championship.
Yeah,
okay,
mine got
you're all excited. Okay, you chew on the here. You chew on this.
Mine got to the point where I gotta trim him because he's got mats now. So it's either shave half of them or just trim the mats and then brush them out. One of the two.
I got one of these new shedding brush or something. It's just like a straight line of metal, but it really cleans out the fur.
Really? That's cool. I think I've seen that. Oh, yeah, I have seen that.
Where'd my camera go?
There. Black Dragon said something interesting. Yeah, melted buildings. Absolutely. They're melted buildings.
Yeah, just like that. It's like a rake.
Long ago.
Oh, yeah. I just got this one.
Okay, everybody show off the furry overlords.
Yeah, that one doesn't get all this stuff. We've got like ones like that, ones with little nubs on the end.
Yeah.
We've got the the mitts with the rubber mitts.
I got those.
This one's fancy. I didn't put anything in it yet, but you turn it on and you push this button and it's a mister. And it warms up and it's supposed to be like a sanitizer type deal where
I got one of those too.
Like steams them so when you're brushing them it cleans them too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got one of those. I bought one of those off Temu rather recently. Like I told you, I just buy the cheap plastic stuff off of Temu because it's all coming from China anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why go through the middleman? It's all coming from China.
Yeah, I've been starting to do the Temu thing too, just because it's handier.
Yeah. Did anybody ever click my link and get the Temu off of my site? Because honestly, I'd be getting some kickback from that if anybody did, but I doubt that anybody did, right? I don't know how people do that. It's so hard to get your friends to click your link. But they'll click anybody else's. But
they're just clicking all over the place.
They're just clicking. People are just clicking things.
Yeah.
I don't know how you get them to do that. I got exactly one person that clicked my link, and I'm like, okay. I put it in every single video now, just on the hopes that somebody will click it someday. But anyway, yeah, I mean, if you're gonna buy cheap plastic Chinese stuff, why not buy it from the cheapest place? I mean, it's all the same. You're not going to do it different. It's not. You're going to go to anywhere. Target. You're going to go to Wally Mart. It's going to be the same stuff.
They really is.
Right. I mean, you're going to go to the dollar store. You're going to go out to the Hartville, to the farmer's market, and some little Chinese guy is selling it out there. It's the same stuff, folks. I mean, you might as well just cut out the middleman as much as possible.
Well, and then I even up the ante, and I even use the Klarna app it offers, and so I'll get $200 worth of stuff at a time, which is actually a lot of stuff, and I can make 4 payments and it's cheaper. So I only pay like $30-40 every other week until it's paid off, and then I can order more.
I was talking about that, is that I was paying my bills on time. I wasn't carrying any debt, so I have no credit. Except that now, since I was using Temu, I was being offered Klarna and Afterpay and Affirm.
Mm-hmm.
And they're happy to give me credit. They don't have any problem giving me credit. And so I'm there like, I think that's what's happening. Because I was told, as we are going to be losing one system's going down, the old system, another one's going to be coming up. And it's going to be just like that. It's going to be, no, the old one that's not giving us, that's not really fair. Well, we're going to have them, and they're not just all going by
They've tricked a lot of people into the digital dollar, the CBDC. If you're buying Bitcoin, that'll eventually just be switched over to a CBDC.
Yeah, that's eventually a digital dollar.
Yeah.
I got a link for PiCoin. If you want to look into PiCoin, you can mine PiCoin yourself from your phone with you won't have any extra, it won't mess with your phone service in any way, but PiCoin is a link on this video right here.
Yeah, convert it to dollars, then convert it to silver.
And yeah, that's my plan.
Yeah. Take all your money out of your bank and get silver and gold right now. Gold's kind of high right now. I would buy silver.
It's just a passive income thing right now.
Yeah.
I've only made about $10 on it, but then again, I'm not working very hard. I'm pressing a button. If there were more people in my group, I'd be making more. But so, if you're interested in that, please click my PiCoin link, and I'll put you in my security circle, and you can put me in yours, and we can be earning some PiCoin. I know somebody who's saving it up, and he's now got, it's one of our people that comes in here from time to time, and her boyfriend has been doing that for a while, and he's now got thousands. And yeah. I'm telling him, hey dude, you need to convert that as soon as possible.
Yeah, it's a perfect system, right? Because it's better than the dollar, because at any time they could say, oh, somebody hacked it, we lost trillions. There you go. Gone. Don't know what happened to your money. Sorry.
Yeah.
We have no record of you having any money in any account, so you don't have anything. Or a solar flare goes off and all your devices get burnt out.
Yep.
Temu's killing Walmart. Yeah, they are. And you know what? Good. Yeah. Tell you the truth.
But the problem is Temu a delivery service?
Yep.
Yep. That's Bezos. They want you to stay at home. That gets rid of the small retailer as well.
Well,
that's their hope.
I don't know, because you know what? You know who's not dying from that? It's going to be this farmers and stuff, the individual farmers that you go to the farmers market. And yeah.
Well, it depends on if they buy from small farmers or if they buy from conglomerates. That'll be the difference.
I think we should be buying from farmers. I don't think we should be buying from.
Yeah, we have a store by us. It's called La Cocos because it's local produce.
Yeah, we should be buying from farmers.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be buying from corporations.
No, because if you're buying from a corporation, you're probably going to slip in some GMO there or some Bill Gates food.
Exactly. and you never know what they could be slipping in. I mean,
well, even on it, they're spraying nanotech on the food now.
yeah, we've had shows about this, about what I try and keep people apprised of what they may be eating if you're eating certain things. For instance, if you're eating Parmesan cheese, you could be eating up to 40% sawdust, because that's methacellulose. That is what they're using for the anti-caking agent. If you are eating shredded cheese of any kind, they've got an anti-caking agent. You can wash it off, but yeah, fortunately, you can wash it off. If you're eating, if you're eating baby carrots, you're eating big carrots that have blemishes and problems, and they whittle them down and they soak them in, yes, bleach to get rid of whatever might be wrong with them. And then they package them as baby carrots. So that's the absolute last thing, right? You don't
spray some glyphosate on that, and you got yourself a salad.
Yeah. Hell yeah! you got yourself a salad. But you add that to the heart problems, and the inflammation that happens with the Jabberwocky. And of course, people are dropping over. It's amazing they haven't. You know what? It's almost like some kind of an endurance game, isn't it? Like they're going, gee, I wonder how much these people can take before they drop over.
Yeah, I thought the first start there was like an IQ test.
Oh, Taco Bell meat was exposed as mostly cellulose, yeah. Yeah, they put a lot of cellulose in their meat. It's not really meat. If you know.
I tried that once about 20 years ago. Could not stomach that stuff.
Well, the cheese is good amount, you're right.
Occasionally I'd eat at Taco Bell, but if I ever did, I always got the chicken. I never did the meat part because it probably has gluten in it.
It comes out of like a caulking tube.
Yeah, pretty sure there's gluten in it. There's that type of garbage is loaded with stuff I can't eat anyway. So, in a way, my gluten problem is actually kind of a healthier change. It's a way of keeping me try to eat a little healthier anyway.
Yeah, I wonder about that too. But you know what? Here's the thing. I found out that if I eat organic, I don't have a gluten problem.
Yeah, I was about to mention that. The glyphosates they spray on the crops when they harvest them sinks into the wheat. And a lot of people that have gluten or think they have gluten problems are turning out that they're just allergic to the sprays they put on the wheat
and stuff, because it's literally gluing, because it's sticky. That's what gluten is. That's why it made glue with gluten. Yeah. Gluten, and it glues it to the inside of your intestines. So if it's full of insecticides and crap, it's gluing that to the inside of your intestines. So yeah, you're going to have problems, and that's going to cause leaky gut syndrome. And that's going to give you lots and lots of health issues, which is very lucrative. Golly, very lucrative. And that is why it is being done. We have got to put an end to this. I mean, at some point, we have got to intend that this ends, because it is sort of a okay, I am a capitalist in some regards. I mean, I believe that there should be some kind of an exchange. Okay, that exchange is fine. I'm not for it when it leads to, it's leading to things like planned obsolescence.
Yeah,
it's leading to entropy.
Yeah.
When it's the entropic way, I mean, when it's leading to people making things that break just so you buy more, and it becomes trash that we have to do something with, we're screwing up. I mean, we need to start making things that last forever like they did in the old days. If we get rid of this need to constantly make more and more and more and more, we we can start to make things that last and last and last.
Yeah, it's the
But
monopolies that cause that.
Green
And the pollution.
corrupt.
exactly, India Groove, Bill Gates needs to be made an example of. Actually, he needs to be hung up by his balls, but that's a different story. That's me.
Huh.
He needs to be hung up by his balls and made to, or sent off on an island somewhere where he eats his own fucking food, right?
Mhm.
All these people, they have to be sent on an island, put on an island, where all they get to eat is their food. The Monsanto. That's it.
Like those,
Franken food.
like those, what are they? Idaho, those specialized Idaho fancy potatoes specifically for McDonald's. That's a
That they
Bill Gates thing.
so heavily that you got to wear a hazmat suit to work in the field. Right. And they've got to be left for 4 days to air out before anybody touches them. But somehow they're safe to serve people.
But they don't have any brown spots on them. That's the important part.
That's the important part. You couldn't get me to touch a McDonald's. I used to think, well, maybe the McFries might be a little bit, and then I heard that, and it's like, no, I ain't ever touching a McFry. They ain't getting anywhere near me. So, everything they do is screwed up. And
yeah, I can't remember the last time I went to McRonchie's.
Yeah. Well, the one in town is really telling. They took all the bright colors away and painted it like this dark gray color.
Yeah, they did that to our main. The McDonald's pretty much, they bought out Tim Hortons. So Tim Hortons and McDonald's are all going to this dark gray and black for the next pandemic. They painted everything black for the first pandemic. Now they're going to a dark gray and black.
Oh, yeah, and they should all be made to take the jab, too. That's right.
Yeah.
This should be the sentence. They are confined to an island where they have to eat the food. They have to take the jibbity-jib.
Yep.
Jib-jab.
Everything they wanted for us.
Everything they wanted for us. Where they
put up a bunch of cell towers around them. And
lots of cell towers, yeah. Mm-hmm. And the only way they can communicate, is cell phones.
And we'll have them mine cobalt for the rest of their lives.
And chip. They're all going to have chips put into their brains, right?
Yeah. Load them up with nanotech.
Mm-hmm. Load them with nanotech. And they've got to swipe their hand over things in order to get anything.
And make sure that they don't get transmitted the wrong disease. Make sure they get the right one. I read a document that actually said that. They were afraid that they might transmit the wrong disease.
Wow.
Which disease is the right disease? Well, they apparently have one for you.
How about none? Well, the truth of it is, the more you flush the garbage out of your system, the higher in frequency you get by cleansing, clearing, healing. It's such a process, but in the end, it actually is helping your body regenerate on its own faster, and you can actually heal better once you get rid of it in the first place, all the crap that you're not supposed to have. Eventually, your body should be able to keep up to a point where it would just fix itself once you get to that initial stage.
That's exactly what it was meant to do. And the Indians, according to them, all they'd need to do was use a few herbs and things would get right back in balance and heal itself. They say that a young man, an Indian man, could run literally all day at a stretch without over. That was nothing for them. That was just typical, expected. And that wounds would heal much faster for them, but they also knew things like comfrey. See, the herbs were to kind of balance out what was going wrong. But we had things that were already putting things wrong. So the herbs were just to balance that out. But yeah, we were made to be self-healing. People act like, well, you can't live without medicine. Yes, you can. There are people who live without medicine for.
Been doing gap fasting for 6 years now, I think. And you can regrow organs by doing that.
Gap fasting is like intermittent.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like dandelion root for the liver.
At least that's
stuff like
the study I heard. Not medical advice.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
no way medical advice. Completely ignore all of that.
Yeah.
We just said it. Medical advice. You're just kidding.
Own experience, you know, still go to the doctor, but at the same time, I'm just speaking from what I've learned with all the crystal cleansing, healing frequency music, just combination of everything. You literally got to clear. What you're doing is you're clearing out your etherical spiritual form and your physical at the same time, and it helps both work better.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, and here's the other thing too, my friend, is in a Sophia book thing. Okay, in the Sophia codes, I guess the last one is to help protect you against toxins and poisons. It helps protect you, and I have been asking for that. I've been saying to my guides, please, we're being poisoned at every turn. It's very hard to avoid. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Well, it looks like we've been given what we can do, okay, about it. We can't stop it yet, although we will.
I got to back up, T. Thanks for having me up. Yeah, we do have the ability to heal. That is
absolutely.
Yeah. Search for enlightenment. Enlightenment will bring knowledge. Knowledge brings healing, along with milk and honey.
Thanks for coming up, Max.
All right. Thanks, John. Dee. Nice talking to you, Angel. We'll see you soon.
Yep. Later.
Hope to see you soon. We'll have another click-in show before too long. I'm going to save StreamYard for click-ins.
Yeah, I miss his classes. I try to get to his classes. I missed the one today. I was going to hop in, but then I got sidetracked with something else to do, like usual.
Well, this is a whole new month, so I've got a little extra time. So if you guys want to do some remote viewing, we can do that. Do you guys want to do remote viewing tonight? Do you want to try that? Or is that something you want to do, or do you just have some stuff to talk about? Because I'm up for anything. I'll be on from another. I'll let it go for around another 20 minutes or so. What do you want to do?
Yeah. If you have a quick minute, I wanted to bring up the crystalline body process as well.
Sure. Go for it.
Well, since we're transitioning, and here's the thing, the higher in frequency you get, the more you cleanse and heal your chakras, the more you clear yourself out, makes room for that crystalline form to form easier, and it's not quite so difficult. And actually, that is what is helping you cleanse and clear better, is once that crystalline starts forming. And that's why crystals are helping me at the moment cleanse and remove stuff because of that as well. You know, the 2 and 2, what you use to clear crystals out is what helps you as well. Like Himalayan salt cleanses your body out, and the more crystalline you become, the more you will feel too. And that's where I think some people are freaking out as well and don't quite understand, is all the aches and pains is adjusting to everything you're feeling. It's almost like your body is coming back online from being asleep for such a long time. Everything is shocking. So it's like a totally new experience your body is going through, and you got to adjust and get used to it every time it's changing now.
Has somebody seen Alex? You know what? I just realized. Has anybody seen Alexander the Ganja Shaman? Because I haven't. And we need him back on really soon. But you know what? I believe you're right. I'm keeping my selenite near me. Selenite cleans and charges crystals.
Mm-hmm.
Where I just brought. Mm, I'm wondering if that's the stuff I brought from my storage unit. Very dusty. But it seems like I get choked up at least once per show if I'm not really careful. But okay, anybody trying to log in? No. Reject. Access denied. Okay. Um, if we're turning crystalline, then this is going to be our friend, selenite. The reason it's going
Mm-hmm.
to be our friend is because it both cleanses and recharges crystals all on its own. So if it can do that, then probably it can do that with our crystalline form as well. So
Mm-hmm.
fortunately, while it's cheap, right now it's not very expensive. And actually, I have some I'm going to be selling. That's another thing. Would you guys like? I'm going to do kind of like a garage sale on here. I'm going to be getting rid of a lot of my stuff, and a lot of my stuff is some of my stuff is crystal, some of my stuff is stuff from around the house, some of my stuff is clothing. I have some nice stuff. I don't want to just like throw it out or give it to Goodwill, who's going to charge. Goodwill charges a lot of money now for their stuff, for some of this stuff. And,
Wow.
this is not the point of Goodwill. I mean, well, then where's the money going? I mean, that was supposed to be,
Yeah.
you know,
It gets ridiculous how they're profiting on garbage clothing, and I'm just like, people give this because it's extended its value. It's not of any value, but maybe to someone else that needs it at the moment. But then you overcharge, it defeats the purpose of someone else needing something lesser. That's BS. And
no. And then there are these people that they've got plenty of money, but they go out and buy a bunch of stuff to resell.
mhm.
Well, they're going to resell it in their shop. Well, okay, I'm not really against that entirely. I kind of I have done that myself. But is that why the prices are going up? Because they know people are doing this? Maybe. I mean, but that puts everybody else at a disadvantage.
Well, and I couldn't believe it. The gall of this lady's. I was I was mad as F at her. I blew a gasket. I couldn't help it. It's the dumbest thing I ever heard. I'm sorry. When you're shopping in a store, and then when you get to the checkout, when you have all your crap sitting on the counter, not in a bag, and you're looking around like, what's going on? And then suddenly she goes, "Oh, you have to buy a bag or bring your own." And I'm like, since when? That's a crock of crap. I said, I'm going to carry my stuff to the car in my hands and throw it in my car. Pee on you. Got
You
mad.
were charging for bags. Jeez.
Yeah. Over $1 for a bag. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna buy a bag. You're supposed to provide that service. You're a store. It's like, since when have people lost their damn minds and became stupid? I'm just
Now, I
baffled me.
know Aldi's where they want you to bag your own, but the prices are very good and the quality is pretty good. So I don't care. I just take my I take my plastic Marks bags to Aldi's.
There you go. But
And
well, I understand. I know. Yeah, well, I know Aldi's because Aldi's promotes it, but I mean to have a store that doesn't tell you anything until you're already checking out and you're SOL for a bag. It's kind of crappy to do to somebody, and it's just like, oh, that's rude. I almost just walked out the door and left my stuff.
Yeah, this is the amazing thing is I have done that at a Wally. Somebody took me to a Walmart, and I haven't been to a Walmart in years, and I hadn't been there in years, and I had no idea. This was in my hometown, and I had no idea, and it was toward the end of the day, and all these people are lined up, and I don't know, and they're lined up for the self checkout, and I go and I find out there are no there are no people checking anybody out, no actual people. That's why everybody's lined up at the self checkout. And so I'm looking at this long line of people with my stuff and I'm trying to figure out where to go because my friend is saying we got to go pretty soon and I'm like and somebody in the line goes, "Yeah, that's the back of the line back there." And I'm like, and you're lined up like 20 people deep to check yourself out in Walmart. No
Yeah.
wonder they don't pay their employees. Why should they? You're an employee. I'm not their employee. You know what? I walked away from my cart. I left my cart right there in the aisle. I did it.
Yep.
I did
Awesome.
exactly what I said. Y'all are crazy. Good luck. Walked right out.
Well, yeah, I even told them, I said, hey, you should be paying me for making me take care of my own stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
I should get
You
paid
should
for
be
having a
charging
bag
that
and take
way.
care of my own stuff. Because, I mean, and that's a trust thing, too. And then that's another problem you come across with it. No, the place don't make no damn sense at all because then they could sit there and accuse you of stealing all day long because they're neglectful and they can't keep an eye on anybody because of the self-checkout. You can be shisty and get out with so much stuff if you did it right because no one has the decency to check anybody either.
Yeah, you can be really shisty in self checkout if you're good at it and you're fast.
Eh, but then there's a drawback to that too is then the responsible ones are the ones that always get in trouble. They think you're stealing when you're the responsible one.
Yeah, I
I've
know.
heard a lot of that started to happen too lately. It's like, well, man your store and have a checkout
Oh
for
yeah, that
regular
happened
people.
a while back. God, yeah, I had that happen a while back to me. So I know what you're saying. And in some places they're just ripping off things. How long do these people think that these stores are going to put up with people just ripping stuff off? I
Hmm.
mean, I saw them take out one of the stores and she was yelling. That was this very stupid person who was videotaping everybody making a raid on the store, bashing the windows out, stealing the stuff. She kept yelling, "Everybody must eat! Everybody must eat!" That's like it wasn't a food store. It was an athletic store, an athletic shoes and stuff.
Yeah.
Athletic. It's like you don't need to eat. You ain't eating that, biatch. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And people realized that the police had found them because this biatch was streaming it live. Then everybody was killing their phones, was destroying their phones because they didn't want to be found out. It was the goofiest thing I ever saw. You know what? How long do you think a retailer's going to take that? Having to
Hmm.
lock up all their stuff, having to lock up, just normal stuff. You're nuts. So okay, fine. You're gonna actually drive all the business out of your city, and it's going to
Yep.
be your own fault. I'm telling you, get out of the big cities, people, because it's coming. It's not. It's going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and when you see people. And that's what I opened my eyes to a lot of crazy stuff people are doing lately. Just brain dead. I mean, that's kind of mean, but at the same time, it's not. It's like people are just like, who shops in the middle of a blizzard unless you don't have a choice? But most people have a choice. It's weird. Why would you endanger your life and risk everything to go shopping? It makes no sense how addicted people are to things to where their basic survival is overran by being brainwashed. It's ridiculous how that happens. Because when I worked at Kohl's temporarily for a job until I could find a better one, you just see the darndest weird crap when people are shopping in the middle of severe thunderstorms, like really, really bad ones. And it's like, y'all bring that all on yourselves by being stupid. It's like they have no survival instinct left. It's
I
just
know.
bizarre to me.
And they're out of reality. They're not in reality at all. They're so divorced from reality that they don't even know what to do. I, you know, I hate to say this, but we do have a generation of people, women, that were not raised to be mothers. They were not raised to deal with things in the home. They were raised to work. They were raised to go out and be professionals, unfortunately. When it
Mm-hmm.
comes to dealing with the home, they have no clue what they're doing. No clue. I know some people like that. I knew a person who was a nurse in the oncology ward. She even had kind of a, one of those dangerous jobs where she was uh, helping, people, where they helicopter people in, and she was taking them off to wherever, that kind of a job. It was one of those high prestige kind of things. But she did not know things went south for her. And she did not know. I let her stay at my place a few days because she actually ended up without a job. She didn't know what to do. She ended up having problems with her family. She ended up having to have a place to stay, and I let her stay at my place. She did not know that my sink did not have a disposal system. And so when she was putting stuff down there, she was clogging the sink up.
People are just funny, man. And that's they're laughing at the stupidity they become. They rely on so many extra things that are just not everybody needs. It's just goofy.
Yeah, and then there's so many other things, and some of them I won't even mention. They're kind of personal, but she didn't know anything about being a woman. She didn't know anything about being a homemaker. She didn't know anything, and I had to show her. I had to bring her over, and she says, "No, it looks like my mom's sink, and my mom's sink has a disposal, and your sink looks just like my mom." I said, "Okay, but your mom's sink had a switch to turn it on, right?" She said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, then, if there's a disposal here, I've never noticed a switch. Can you help me find it?" And she moved all over and she turned on a couple lights and she turned on some. She's like, "There doesn't seem to be any switch for it here." And I'm there, that's because it doesn't exist. Yeah. Ah!
Right?
Ah! This is a nurse. Remember, this is a nurse, an oncology nurse. Somebody who's in charge of taking care of you when you're in the hospital. Right. Mhm.
I mean, there's gotta be. See, that's where the frequent people are so tuned out of themselves. They don't realize that each person is has their own frequency, and whoever's vibration is like your level or higher is what you should be at. You should strive to be at a higher vibrational person, and to sink so low, you're no match with nobody. I mean, and then it's kind of how like you need the male and feminine. You need both to be equal, so that each can take care of themselves, but yet come together when one needs help, but still be able to support yourself. And they don't do that anymore.
Well, and then I have seen these men that they show these trad wives, and the wife is going, I look after my husband, I do this and I do that. Why? Because he gives us everything. And I'm like, okay, we need more women like that. You know what? If you need more women like that, you need more men like him. Okay, because I know a lot of women that if their husband would actually go out and could earn a living to give them everything, they would just as gladly stay home and take care of the home and the kids. They would like to do that. Nobody can afford to do that though, because everybody's got to have at least 2 jobs, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
3, right? You got to
Or
have at least 2 incomes in a home anymore, or your kids
or
aren't
be
going to their Xbox. What?
yeah, or be badass like me and just have a 12-hour job that covers everything, and I do everything on my own with my kid.
Mhm. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Oh, Adam and Eve are pronouns. Lewis is saying we found out that Adam and Eve are pronouns. Well, yeah, the Adamu was actually the name of the model that we are. The Adamu.
Masculine and feminine.
Yeah, so basically, my pronoun is Eve. No, it isn't. It's like my pronoun is goddess. You shall call
Mm-hmm.
me goddess. You shall call me dragon mother goddess.
Right?
But exactly. Oh my
Scotty.
God. Cain and
I'll give you.
Abel, yeah, cannibalism, exactly. Cain
I'd,
Abel, Cain Abel.
yeah, I'd buy you flowers, Scotty. I did that once to a guy at work already. It freaking blew his mind. It scared him so bad he ran away, and now he hardly talks to me. And I'm just like, well, that just proved how high vibe you are. Never mind, it scared the crap out of him. I was just looking for. I'm nice to everybody like that. I mean, people take things too serious anymore, and they can't understand when someone's just being nice. Yeah, overthink
Mhm.
everything.
Oh my gosh, that drives me absolutely nuts when I go into a chat room in the old days and I would just be nice to somebody and they'd think you were into them.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not into you. I'm being polite. I'm polite. I'm not India. I just because I say hi and I answer some questions nicely, you think I'm India?
Yeah,
I
I know, right?
it's the same way on the bus. You're afraid to talk to anybody because they're going to think that you're into them. That's
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm just talking. Yeah, Black Dragon says my pronoun is dragon.
Black dragon.
Lewis says
Yeah,
my pronouns are dragon, Sasquatch, bear, and Lyran.
see, mine's seraphim dragon because it's a sea dragon. So seraphim, sea dragon, and unicorn, and something else.
Well, definitely, I got the Lyran thing going. I definitely got the kitty cat thing in there.
I don't know. That might even be my hidden specialty because apparently the cats are seriously attracted to me. So maybe.
Oh, I know I am. Do we need to make a shrine to the goddess D? There you go. Sure, why not? Why not? Anyway, um, I don't need, you know what? The good guys don't really need worshipped. That's one of the ways to tell. I don't really need to be worshipped. You treat me nicely and be respectful and help me out from time to time. That's good enough. you don't have to worship me. And I don't know any of my guides that want to be worshiped. Not one of them. And I mean, not even Yeshua wants to be worshiped. He sure doesn't want to be worshiped, right? None of them want to be worshiped.
Yeah, definitely don't worship me, or I. You're free to be yourself. Don't worship. We're all
Yeah,
equal.
I mean, even the goddess Sophia, she was saying, I'm the goddess, the mother of all. She was saying in the book, that's how she came to the person writing the book, Kaya Ra, or whatever her name is, Kaya Ra, and she was said that she's Sophia, the mother of all, the mother dragon of all, and it was so intense that she said, "Can you please turn down the lights and the sound?" And it was a little too intense, and she did, and said Sophia is one of my names, and blah blah blah. And I'm thinking, well, we're told that Sophia is an Aeon who had, a son named Yaldabaoth, and she hid him in the clouds, and we now know it was probably the clouds like we use the clouds. It probably wasn't the clouds, but it might have been. Maybe they used the clouds like that. I don't know, but maybe they had a different kind of cloud. But we do hide things in clouds right now, but they're
Mm-hmm.
digital, you know. So I'm there going, are we getting closer and closer to the time of the aeons or the eons? Because we know that it's cyclical, right? It's a fractal, it's a hollow fractal, okay? A fractal hologram. So
Yeah.
are we getting ready to make that turn again where we are creating things and hiding them in the clouds and they turn out to be, and is that why why they named one of our robots, so the first robot, Sophia, just to freak us out? But, because we probably all have some memory, but Sophia is like, um, it's knowledge. It's like theosophy, theology is different. Sophia is different from logia. So, you know, anyway, that's a whole question for another time. I'm going to be offering reading excerpts from this book, and you can pick it up on my Patreon. I'll be offering that fairly soon, as soon as I get the um, soft cover book. Are you calling me a mermaid? Wait, I was about to change and show you a little bit of what it sounds like in the book. Let me see if I can. A merman. I got rhythm. Who could ask for anything more? Ethel
It's
Merman?
got it's Scotty Parts fish. If anything, he's a water dragon too. Then.
He's a water dragon. Let's see if I can.
My thoughts as vehicles for manifesting solutions that create peace on earth. I embody the calm clarity of my supreme peace as a living bridge to heaven on earth, regardless of all circumstances, for the liberation of all beings. Om Zari Tutare Tore Soha. I now recognize and activate the 16th aspect of Key Code 3 within me. I am the one who arises from the intrinsic awareness of whom.
Okay. That's from one of the activations. Very interesting. So that's what I've been listening to. But if I get the book, I'm going to be reading it myself. So um, that's from chapter 13. Okay, let me see. Let me get back to you guys here. Um, Dogman from Sirius A. I thought most of the people were from Sirius B. Oh, merfolk and dolphins are from Sirius B. Yeah, that's true. And you know what? That also makes me wonder about Inky, because Inky was actually another title. It wasn't really his name. His name was Ia. So yeah, and he was supposedly, I wonder if he was a merman type guy originally. He was more of a dolphin. And one of us, we saw a long time ago visions of a creature that my friend Tom was calling Homo dolphinus, which was a sort of a human dolphin hybrid being, sort of like dolphin, sort of like human.
Well, I have an orca connection. Killer whales. I've had dreams where I'm swimming in them. They've helped me before. But the ironic thing about that, was that actually an orca, or was that a dragon disguised as an orca? Because my newer dragon that I actually picked up at a hotel of all places is actually black and white, similar to an orca color. So when I'm just curious to be like, was I connected to the dragon the whole time? And it's like, what a coincidence.
Well, I think maybe we're connected with several species. I think I hear that really several species, I think 120 some species, contributed to our genome. So we probably have a little bit more of some than others, but we are a mixture of things. Humans are a mixture of many things. Many species gave us parts of their physiology for these bodies. That's why we have that kind of a reptile brain, medulla or whatever, and that thing. So the fight or flight, that came from the reptiles. So and that's why when they screw around, it gets triggered too. I really am sure that they did that on purpose, but I guess they needed some kind of mechanism to keep us from just killing ourselves just out of what the heck. But yeah, we could have, some of us probably have more of one thing and more of another, I'm going to, as long as they want, as some people are wanting this, I'm going to do a little bit of this before we go off, because 20 minutes were up a long time ago, but we were having fun. Let me get let me get something here with a picture on it. Okay. And we're going to try and, okay. And I will give you a target number, but it will be D because I'm D. Okay. Are you ready? You guys ready? Okay. And I'm going to say, because we've done this before, I'm going to say D19. This is target D19. Close your eyes, start typing the first thing. You can write down D19 3 times, put a little squiggle by it. Close your eyes and just tell me in all caps. Please put it in all caps so I can differentiate it from chat. And we'll do a little bit of remote viewing. So anyway, we can keep talking about this while they're doing that. So, because they're used to that. They're used to being distracted in the background.
Okay, well, because I was going to quick say that Scotty brung up, we think we're a species. Well, in theory, but the hybridization, I think it's not just like hybrid per se. It's more like a mix, a meld of consciousness. Because when you relate to different, when some of, not everybody, but when some of us relate to, like, I'm seraphim, I have a seraphim fractal, a seraphim aspect, that's an actual consciousness. I have a seraphim consciousness. And then the unicorn, I have a part of a unicorn consciousness. So that connects you to each of those species. It's like you're bridging each one together. You're bridging them in as a whole. As a whole, it's like you're the fractal of all those, combining them together to help them do what they do as well. Some of us, that's how the guardian role works, is how we bridge that. But I think there's a little bit of split consciousness actually going on as well.
Yeah, well, if you realize that everything is happening at once,
Yeah.
there really isn't any time. So these other lives that we're leading are happening now, even though they look like they're in the past or the future. And that's just our way of sorting time out, sorting events out, is through time. It's not real. Time is not real. It is not real. And it obviously does not pass the same for everybody. So, is time really a thing? Well, we use it as a sort of a coordination. We use it kind of like the Dewey Decimal System, but no, time in itself doesn't really exists. So we talk about time traveling and so on and so forth. Yeah, that should be completely possible because it doesn't really exist anyway. D19, D19, D19.
D19.
Well, yeah, the whole thing is very hard to wrap your head around, the fact that it's not first I was this and then I'm that. It's more, well, yes, I'm a dragon and I'm also a mer person and I'm also a bird person. I'm also a cat and I'm also, a, you know, at, at some point I am all those things and also other people. And some of my fractals are flying around in a spacecraft right now, and some of my fractals are, doing this, and some of them are doing that, and some of them live in Australia, and some of them are Eskimos, and some of them are in Hawaii, and some of them. So it just goes on and on. It's like, what are we really? Where are your soul shards? And you are really only going to remember what you're closest to, because there's just too much. There's so much. I mean, God is so infinitely creative, and we apparently can split into almost infinite shards. Not individually. I guess individually there's a limit to how many shards they can split off of you when they shatter you, but get what that is. But
And I think, honestly, at this stage, we're at the point of putting those fractals back together. I think we've been finding pieces of ourselves lost and putting them back together.
I think so. And I think that's because, see, the people that actually were doing that, they were getting punished. I was doing that for a while. I was getting punished. I was putting my pieces back. I was getting punished for it. So there was some kind of a mechanism that was punishing people for putting their own soul shards back together again. And I think once we get the lizards off the stage, that we're going to completely, and their cohorts, that we're going to be able to do that. We're going to be able to put our pieces back together, and then it's going to
Yep.
be a whole different ball game.
And yep, that's when the term superhuman will come into effect more frequently.
Right. Well, Scotty, only a couple of people were playing at the only a couple of people. Okay, I am going to wrap this up. D19. Last call for anybody trying to come up with what the image is for D19. Get your last call in. Is that it? I'm going to wait a few minutes, just a minute or two, and then I'm going to show you the image. Is that it? Y-Files had an interesting twist on reality. I'm going to have to go see. I watched that. We are multidimensional. We absolutely are multidimensional. Oh, Uncle John knew Tesla. Really? Who's Uncle John knew Tesla? I missed some.
I think they're mentioning Trump's.
Oh, a time traveler. Yeah.
Ding.
Time is one thing I've never figured out. You know what? And time makes sense to me. And I think it's because I'm one of the librarians. I think I'm one of the people in the library that keeps track of this stuff. Time does not really, I figured it out a long time ago, or what appears to be a long time ago, that it's just appearances. As a matter of fact, I'm the one that was one of the first people to say it's a filing system. Time is merely a coordination system, a filing system. It's how we find certain events.
Yeah.
In this huge, vast repository of knowledge that we have called the Akashic Library. So we're looking for, just like we classify this picture, right? We give it a designation so that we can find it, that particular thing. It helps us focus. Otherwise, you're like an autistic person, and every time you hear a dog bark, you see every kind of dog you've ever seen, and think of everything you've ever known about every dog that's ever lived that you've ever seen, and every story about every dog. And, it's like that, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have some kind of a coordination point. It's like trying to remote view something without having any particular focus. Well, you could get anything, and I have. I've ended up going out and just looking around and found all kinds of weird shit. But is any of it useful?
Right. And if they find all that and useful, meaning, do they understand how to put the knowledge together? I think that's where a lot of the misperspectives are going on, the multi-perspectives of people not understanding the knowledge they've learned, because some of them monkey with crap before they're taught. Like I do hardcore I've been doing fast tracking, which is learning the knowledge again faster so that I can use it. I'm trained to use tools before I even use them. And most people nowadays just like piss it in the wind, really. They don't know what they're doing, and they lack the proper knowledge to grasp the concept of what they can really do. And that's not anybody's fault either. That's the lack of knowledge and the lack of understanding it. It's two different things as well. And if they're not ready for it yet, they ain't going to be able to do it in a proper way. And like magic, and everyone has a bit of magic, and there's a little bit of magic to everything we're doing. Like being telepathic, all the way down to remembering things you used to be able to do in a past life. You can actually bring into
I know I could fly.
Yeah, you can bring it into the now even. I mean, your past lives don't limit you to what you can do now. In fact, you're remembering past lives so you can accommodate and try to add what you think you need in this lifetime.
Okay, 1 minute to, I'm showing you the picture. And you know what? I got to say that some of you have started out a little rough. I'm about to show you the picture. Now, Scotty Boy is saying Luke Skywalker's Land Cruiser. Off the Hook is saying Through the Black Hole. Louis Taz saying some sort of building or pyramid. Off the Hook says To the Next Universe. Wait, and then we go on a while and we don't have anything. They're just talking. I see water traveling over water. Yeah, traveling over water. A red flower, a garden. That's Hook. Off Hook says Garden of Eden. Project Skyfall says pyramid, a garden. And this is it right here. And I'm going to show you. You ready? It is indeed a red flower. I'm not sure where the pyramid is, but there could be something pyramid-like in that image. This is something I drew myself, one piece of my art, on a box of cards. And as you see, it's a rainbow fairy with a green fairy with rainbow wings, standing on a red flower, and the moon is behind her there. So, is there a pyramid in there somewhere? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe she's got something to do with pyramids. Is there a pyramidal structure looking thing in there? Well, there kind of is, actually. It might be her wings kind of give you that idea a little bit because of the way her wings are colored in. But that was the picture right there. And some of you got the red flower right on. Garden of Eden right on. Okay. There you go. Okay. So some of you did very well, like right at the end. That's cool. So I'm thrilled with that. I've got one more that we're going to do. I've got one sitting here, something sitting here with a picture on it. We're going to call that D20, and you put it in all caps, please. And then go on Angel Wings. What were you saying? Taking a little break there.
Knowledge.
Knowledge.
Yeah. It's all interpretation. Yeah. Well, because everyone is able to access their knowledge at certain levels that suit them specifically. And that's why multiple tools, certain tools in our arsenal help others and some don't. All a matter of just finding it out within yourself what works best. I get frustrated with those ones that sit there. You know, it's nice to get help with, but no one can unlock your DNA except yourself. There's some of us that are gifted that can help do it on a soul level, but only if you're ready. You go through a series of trainings, and I think people don't necessarily remember it, but subconsciously they go through a training program to unlock stuff.
Yes. A training program. I think we've all had.
Yeah, because otherwise it's like a training program to integrate it into your mind to be able to do. Otherwise, your head would explode from the information. So you need to learn how to use it. Oh, and again, see, everything connects to what frequency you're at as well, and dimension you're at. The higher in dimensions you go, the more you expand your mind, the more you expand your ability to learn.
That's right. Yeah, D20. For some reason, the 19 just came right up. Anyway, there you go. Yeah, D20, target D20, target D20. Yeah, I'm not John. Okay, I'm doing my best. Okay, love. I'm sure that we've all had, and I think before now. I know that I've been trained, and I've been trained pretty harshly. In some cases, I've been trained in some very warrior ways. You know, and I'm sure you have too. Some of you definitely, you've got signs of warrior on you for 100%. We are trained to be able to endure some things that a lot of people wouldn't be able to endure, and figure things out that other people wouldn't be able to figure out. Like I said, so many people are so divorced from reality. There's no way that um, some of them would ever be able to get by without somebody telling them what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that scares people. It's like some people, you give them complete freedom, they're going to run amok and have absolutely no idea how to live their life. Not a clue.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they don't have some kind of a structure. It's sad to say. And I mean, that's not necessarily you guys, but y'all know people like that.
Yeah. Well, and I think I just had training very recently as well myself. I had training on helping people because I just been. I remember there was a tornado, really big tornado. It was huge and massive, and at first it started off like the wind was blowing really strong, and it was unusual. There was no warning, no nothing, and suddenly someone looks up and there's a tornado. I look and see a tornado right in front of me, and I grabbed this kid's hand and pulled and raced to the nearest bathroom, helped her hold tight to something, and sure enough, that tornado went right over and ripped the ceiling off the house, but she was safe. And then I switched into someone floating away down the street during a flood, and somehow they managed to survive and get back to land. I was helping them somehow get to where others could help them. So I think I was helping them. It's part of my training.
I keep helping people in my dreams. I know I am. I know I'm and in some of my dreams I am kind of soldier, or more like Peace Corps. It's like we're going into places that are pretty chopped up and comforting people. So yeah, and then there's other places that are like third world type scenarios. And I asked to please be taken off of that duty now because I've been doing that a long, long time. So, you know, I have been doing that a long time. Can I please do something else now? Because it was getting very depressing. You know, after a while, I need a break. I'm burnout from helping people in very desperate situations. After a while, it wears on you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting a break now. I'm not seeing that. So, okay. So I'm going to give you another minute. Okay. It's D20 is the target. Okay, so basically we've got people in here that have been. Okay, I'm going to show you this in a minute. So if you want to guess what this is, if you want to take a look at this, I better see. I'm sorry, but I better see something now. because I'm overtime now, and I'm kind of cutting into another hour. So now next time we'll start a little earlier if we decide to do this. Oh, something you just don't get, so you can't advance until you get it. Yeah, I know that feeling. We're kind of in a in between period right now, folks. Where something is building up.
Yeah,
Okay, there's some kind of tension building up, and so you're going to feel kind of anxious. You're going to feel that buildup of tension. So realize that's going to happen. It's not you. It's not necessarily your life that you're feeling, but you're just feeling this sort of group thing that's on the way, a ball of energy. So, because I gotta tell you, and really the next time we talk will be Wednesday, should be Wednesday, hopefully. Hopefully we'll get some people in here it'll be another click party telling us what they see, what they think this month is going to be about, July. I'll tell you right now that
something this month is going to hit very hard. Something's going to hit so hard it's going to shatter people's reality. That's what I think's coming this month.
I'm getting that too. Actually, maybe we'll just talk about that. Start talking about that now, because I think this is going to be a wild freaking month, the wildest one yet. Really big ass stuff. Okay. So I think it's going to be okay. We're going to have the weather stuff. They're still playing around with the weather, although I got to tell you that Jim and myself have been working on getting rid of some of the people that are screwing around with your weather. Okay. And screwing around with our feelings, screwing around with our emotions, trying to make us all sad and whatever. In one of her jobs, Jim and I was a person who kicked people off the planet, decided who could come and stay on the planet and who could and who had to go because they were just too disruptive. And so she's kind of got a sixth sense about that, but she's finding, and I hope I'm not talking out of turn here, but she's finding that she kind of has that back again. That ability to say, you're out, and they're out. And as soon as we did that, we both felt better. As soon as we said, okay, whoever is causing this, I want them off the planet. And sure enough, it was after we did that, we felt better. So you might want to see if that helps you a little bit if you're feeling like that. Okay. And Scotty says he's about August.
There's a lot coming. There's
yeah.
So there's even CERN is getting shut down. CERN is becoming a problem. I think that's where a lot of this weird chaos lately arose from, and so CERN, there's been talk of that being just wiped out because it's just not good for humanity in the long run, and I think it keeps breaking too many open windows for AI to become more corrupted than it already is, causing more things to mutate more than it needs to. There's a lot of chaos going on with that, creating problems. So I think that's part of what the sun is working on as well, I think, is mainly shutting certain things down. Well, in a war imminent, it seems like the war problem is escalating our ascension process as well. The talk of this, something with the war being really, really bad, but it's going to turn into something good. A lot of good will come from something really bad.
Yeah, I think we're going to see some good things happen. It's just, we're actually going to see some good things happen, but it's going to throw some people into complete panic. Like, We knew, some of us knew what was going to happen at that debate. Some people were somehow shocked.
And my
Ew,
frequency,
man.
and my frequency just changed. I'm channeling something. I can feel it in my tone and my voice.
Okay, I'm getting ready to show you the image. It's on a greeting card. There's the image. And those of you who were saying yellow green, that is the color that that ball looked like. What it is a spaceship beaming up a piece of cake, and it says, "Take me to your cake." So there you go. Yeah,
No, I
some
must have
people
been
like the yellow green.
envisioning. I must have been envisioning the cake being pink because I just thought of pink.
Yeah, probably birthday cake pink, right?
Yeah.
So let me see, what of our responses? Some people were seeing traveling over water. Well, I guess it would kind of look like water. Or wait, maybe that was the last one.
Yeah, I was thinking stars.
Yeah. So I don't really see that many. Chameleon, lime green, gecko, pink, life's a journey, not a, let's see. I'm all about August. That wasn't a response. Okay. And a bug, a dragonfly and a bug. Okay. And the green. Well, who knows what's in that ship? All right.
Oh, jeez. I thought of something and I got shivers instantly of a definite yes. That's funny. I was thinking about the cake on there, and I said, and 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 we'll have cake and eat it too. This time we get our cake and get to eat it.
Well, that would be nice, wouldn't it? It'd be very nice. Okay, I think that's all we're going to do with that. Um, yeah, you got the first one. The second one was maybe a little harder because I don't know. It is a really weird image, but it's a birthday card. So I think we're going to quit that for now, but we'll try it again maybe next time for a little while. See if it's fun. See if it's fun for you. So I'm about to wrap it up. Angel Wings, I want to thank you for coming on. It's been charming like usual. It's been, we always have really good discussions, you know, when we collaborate. So really, we got to collaborate more often, girlfriend. Okay. Um, Next time, I'll be talking a little bit more about whatever I've learned about the Sophia codes. Uh, I'm going to see if I can get somebody to give their opinions about this, or if you have something coming up about this month to come. Next time, we're going to be discussing the months to come because we're in it. Okay. So that's the plan so far. Now I could change it, you know, if it doesn't work out that anything much is coming up. But get your questions. I'll have my pendulum and I'll have my cards and we'll check it out. Okay, love you. And you guys are beautiful to me. You are so beautiful to me. Um, I love the feeling of your hearts. So thank you. Thank you for being yourself. And aloha, my soul ohana. And until we meet again, may your path be easy and beautiful and smell good. And remember, you are divine and you're creators. So create wisely and well. And, oh, geez, you know, look for the God in everything. I mean, no matter how dark it gets, it's maybe hiding, but you know, there's the light in everything. It's in there, consciousness. So look at it that way. And if you call it forth, then that's the part you're going to get. I keep having to remind myself that. Okay. I love you. Night, night. See you hopefully Wednesday if everything goes well. And thank you for coming in, Angel Wings. And John.
Anytime. You're welcome. I love everybody here, and don't ever, ever forget how immensely extra special we each are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You guys are very, very special people. You're special. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean in the most loving way. Aloha.